radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Today's Thursday, February 17th, 2022. 48 days into the new year, only 317 days left. And it's Fadernight. Let's do this, man. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of nowhere. A total undisclosed location. But it is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world. All across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and UnX Networks. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, man. All right. Tonight's another Fader Night. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051 is the number to call. Everything is on the table. You know what the drill is, man. It's Fader Night. UFOs. Lost history. Disclosure. Supernatural. Paranormal. Time travel. Music. Have you... You know what? I'm going to save this for a minute here. But I have... I went back. This is now the third time time I have watched this series. There is a series, it's on Netflix. It's called Maniac. And I talk about Rick and Morty all the time, how great Rick and Morty is, and you know, it's the greatest series ever, and things, and I watch a lot of TV, you know, when I can squeeze it in, and usually when I do, I'm binging, and I'll pick something, and I'll just go from start to finish, right? Okay, so I went back, and Maniac for some reason popped up in my suggestions, or you know, and I hadn't thought about it since it's been a couple of years, and the series itself, it's got Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, and Emma and Justin Theroux, by the way, is unbelievably great in this. So this series, let's see, came out 2018, so it's 4 years ago, and Emma Stone, who very quickly has become one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, period. Hands down. There's just something about Emma Stone. She's great. She's dynamic. She plays a lot of roles in this series. But anyway, there is something about this series and its creativity and the way that it's put together. And it deals with alternate realities, AI, specifically. There's some funny parts in the movie. There's some very serious movie in the series, and it's Jonah Hill, so it's well, and her too as well. She's a very funny actress, but there is something about this series, and it's like, for somebody like me or like this audience, we're all the same, right? We're all a hive mind. Something about this series, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Is it this AI thing? Is it the dreamscapes? Is it the relationships between siblings, which is throughout the whole thing? What's her name from Ozark? She's in it too as well. Julia. I can't remember her last name. She's in it. She's great. She plays Emma Stone's sister. Anyway, is it that? Is it this alternate reality thing? There's even some alien stuff in it in a couple of spots, and there's it's just back and forth. Lemurs, Madagascar. It's just strange. Now, this is the deal. And I've been trying to put my finger on it. Now, I just finished it again. And it keeps coming back. This is like a perfect television series. It's perfect. And is it because the way that it is paced with its content and the way that it's done? Gabriel Byrne, by the way, he's great. He's great and everything. Is it because it's paced with every little twist is something that I'm interested in? Is that it? It's so clever. So if you haven't seen Maniac and you're wondering what the heck I am talking about, you need to Sally Field. Oh, man. She's, again, just amazing. It is an unbelievable cast. So check it out when you get your TV back on. Search for Maniac if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely incredible. And I didn't want to go there just yet, but I just did. So there's that. Okay, Fadernight, open lines all night long, 747-228-2051. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. At JChurchRadio. The Sandbox, hashtag F2B. Right in front of me. It is here all night long. And there you go. All right. So you can post and comment right there. Hello to everybody listening and watching all around the world. This is Fade to Black. Okay. Where was I going next? What a great show today with Christina Gomez. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Her shows keep getting better and better. Today, I mean, I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed. Christina, you are an amazing host, and I hope that you continue on this path in your life. Just continue in the world of communications. You just keep this up. You're going places. And today was a great show. And there was a couple of moments I was just like, let Christina go. Let her go. She's passionate. She is all about the UFO. That was a good show today. All right. Let's get to the breaking news. Let's get to I shouldn't have turned the phones on. And I'm putting you on hold, so stay right there. All right. Man, I am backlogged already. They were coming in before the show, and I was like, is it rude for me? Because I think everybody knows. If you're calling in, especially right, you know that I know that you're calling in. So now we've got this issue. And if I'm ignoring it, you know that I'm ignoring you. You know this. And do I just hang up on you? Right. What do I do? What do I do with it? Okay, is this just a joke? Boom, boom, boom. Man. And I'm just, and see, right now, you can't hear the caller. I can. And they can hear me talking. So then I get to say, all the stuff about calling in early, and they get to hear that. They get to hear all of that. Okay, that's it. Let's get to the breaking news. Scientists are talking about artificial intelligence. Here you go. Maniac. Did anybody post anything, Maniac, yet? Did anybody get Maniac up? Maniac is good, man. George Lynch. That's a good shot. George Lynch. All right, Maniac. Somebody post that up on Twitter so I can get it retweeted. Scientists have developed an artificial intelligence program tasked with controlling superheated plasma inside nuclear fusion reactors. That's right, nuclear fusion. Not fission, fusion. The sun. Fusion reactors, sometimes referred to as artificial suns, are machines capable of fusing atoms together under extreme conditions, pressure, gravity. When two light atomic nuclei are forced together, they create a single heavier one and release energy as a byproduct. Lengthy calculations are needed in order to find out what sort of shape the plasma should take to create the fusion. And scientists at Google's DeepMind AI think that they can help. In a new study published in the journal Nature yesterday, DeepMind researchers, in collaboration with scientists at Switzerland's Swiss Plasma Center, the SPC, at the EPFL Research Institution, outline a method known as reinforcement learning, which makes use of an artificial intelligence program that can create and maintain specific plasma configurations. Yep, they found out that DeepMind AI could do so successfully. We're getting closer and closer to like free energy, man. Fusion, artificial suns right here on the planet. Crazy, right? Well, this is also in the news. This is nuts. The Azores. Azores in the news, but it's not what you think. An abandoned cargo ship packed with luxury cars is adrift in the Atlantic Ocean after a rapidly spreading fire on board forced the crew to jump ship. The 656-foot-long Velocity Ace, that's the name of it, roll-on, roll-off car-carrying ship caught fire in the North Atlantic yesterday as it carried cargo including Porsches and Volkswagens from Emden, Germany to Davisville, Rhode Island. At the time of the fire's outbreak, the ship was sailing 90 nautical miles southwest of Portugal's Azores. After the fire broke out in the cargo hold, it spread and forced all 22 rescue coordinated by the Ponta Delgada Maritime Search and Rescue Coordination Center. It's a ghost ship on fire, just floating around the Atlantic. They said, now this is what was crazy. The owners of the ship actually said this: if the fire keeps burning, we'll have it towed. What they're hoping for is it's just going to sink. Now, what about pollution in the ocean? Right? What's on that ship? Think about that. All right, let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton today is 41. It's hot. Joseph Gordon-Levitt today is 41. Two of the great films. You know what? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, 41 years old, and has already made Inception, right? And Looper. Think about that. He's a good actor. Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong today is 50. Denise Richards, remember her? Today she's 51, starred in Starship Troopers. Blackfoot's Ricky Medlock today is 72. I think he's like the guitar player in Leonard Skinner now, I believe. Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins today is also 50 years old. And our dead guy's birthday today is David McComb. 1962 to 1999, died at the age of 36. David was the singer-songwriter and guitarist of the Australian bands The Triffids, and the Black-Eyed Susans. Over his career, he had bouts with alcoholism, amphetamine, and heroin abuse. That's right. In 1996, he underwent a heart transplant. He died on February 2nd, 1999, due to heroin toxicity and acute rejection of his 1996 heart transplant. Incredible musician. Happy birthday, David. All right. On this day in history, 1947, with the words, quote, "Hello, this is New York calling," end quote, the United States Voice of America begins its first radio broadcast into the Soviet Union. On this day in history, OTD. Fader fact. Yeah, this is, I didn't know this. You ready? Bees. That's our Fader fact today. Bees. Bees can fly up to 29,525 feet above sea level. Let me repeat that. Bees can fly up to 29,525 feet above sea level, higher than Mount Everest. That is your Fader fact. That's crazy. Tonight's another Fader night. Open lines all night long. Call in number 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. All right. So today I was on with Christina Gomez. Great show. And, talking about this incident over in the United Kingdom, Wales, the United Kingdom. And it just, the show itself, it was a great show, but the show itself didn't get out of my head all day. And it's not what you think. Although we did talk about what I'm about to talk about a little bit on the show today. Which is this. I know that I say all the time that because I've had some pretty crazy things happen in my life and I've talked about them on the show and I share them with you, I'm hoping, right? Level of trust here, of course. I'm hoping that you guys are taking in what I'm sharing with you. That you're not going around going, oh, come on, church. Come on. No. I don't want that. I don't want you to have that feeling, that I'm full of BS and this didn't actually happen and I'm stretching it out and exaggerating and things, because we all do that. We all do that. You go fishing, you catch a fish that's this big, you had a good time doing it. The next day, you're telling your friends about it, and the fish is now, it's this big. And I get that. We all do it. But here in this world, in the UFO community world, the Bigfoot world, the supernatural and paranormal and stuff like that, these stories, these things, and these experiences are already crazy enough. You don't need to really, you don't need to exaggerate. You don't. So it's, this flying saucer right there. That's all you got to say. You don't have to say anything else. That right there, right? So a ghost story, whatever it is, you don't need to blow it up. But I need to also give you the same respect. You call in, you tell your story, your experience, your event, whatever it is, I'm going to listen. I'm truly going to listen. I'm interested. And chances are, whatever you bring to the table, it's probably not going to be as fantastical as mine, if you know what I'm saying. Because I've laid some stuff out there, and it's unbelievable. It just is. here's the difference. If something happens to me when I'm alone, by myself, if I'm driving down the road and I've had a couple of experiences and I've shared them with you on the show, I almost didn't do it. Right? I'm driving down the road, look out the window, and flying saucer comes by and lowers down. There's a window on the side, little green alien is in there, and he waves at me and gives me the thumbs up. I'm not sharing that story with you. I don't care. You know, chances are that I'm keeping to myself. The vast majority, the only thing that, of course it was recently, was that sighting over Edwards Air Force Base 6 months ago. Now, yeah, okay. You got to take my word on this. It actually happened, and it was a flying saucer. It actually happened, but I was by myself. No pictures, no video. All I got is the story. And I almost didn't share it with you. I don't have enough, right? But the vast majority of the craziness that I've been able to share with you has been with somebody else. And in some cases, a lot of people. And that adds to things. Not only the credibility, but for you as a listener listening to the story, well, who was with you? Well, 30 people. Oh, now you're listening differently with a different set of ears. You get what I'm saying? So today, and this is where I'm going with all of this. So today, Christina and I are doing this show, and Histories with the Mystery, and about Kaz Clark and I think she had a friend with her, Dave, and what happened over in the United Kingdom, 2016. They had a sighting and contact. It was, it's a pretty cool story. But there are personal attacks going down on the individual, and that is where I draw the line. I draw the line right there. Forget about when people make, and if you're one of those that do this, listen to my words carefully. And anybody else out there that is listening, use these words with caution. If you attack somebody personally, you're a schmuck. You're a schmuck. You need to, because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Simply doesn't matter. It doesn't come into the play. It doesn't come into the play with me. You may not like me as a person, but that doesn't change the events. Attacking, and that goes with anybody out there. It simply doesn't. Look at the evidence, look at that, and focus on that. If you can't get something to add up there, and you can't debunk or call somebody out based on the evidence, then that's it. It dies. It dies right there. Because it makes you look like a schmuck. And that's it. That's it. That's it. It just I don't have evidence. I got friends that were with me. I don't have evidence. Not that I know of. I would really have to stop and think, what evidence do I have? Right? But it doesn't change the event. Just like with Kaz. And when she presents her story and she lays it out there, that's it. Because the only way, and listen to what I'm saying, that goes back to me as well, and you. The only way that story goes south is if Kaz wants it to go south. Kaz says, I made it up. Okay, that's it. Other than that, what? There's no proof. There's no proof that you can bring forward. You just cannot do it. And so attacking somebody personally because you can't prove it otherwise makes you look like a schmuck. Can't attack somebody's character. There you go. That's my take. And, you know, and I was thinking about this. I was going down the list, like a Joshua tree at the cabin out in the middle of the desert, right? Space Boy's there, Steve Murillo's there, Alex Mistretta's there, Rita's there. I think Nurse Nancy was there. Space Boy's wife was there. There were more. And we're all out on the patio. This thing launches. People are with it. We all see that together. Joshua Tree out at Orion's Lookout. Yes, we were all there 2-3 years in a row. The green chrome balls. Witnesses. People are there. The beer can. The witnesses, 20 people around me, 30. I don't even know. It was a big, crowd of people. And, witnesses. I can continue with this. The Black Triangle out in Monterey, California. I had 4 friends. We're all photographing each other on the beach. And we got a picture of it. Well, there's some evidence. There were people around. So I've always had, but what do I have to go with that? It's just a story. It's just words. It's just an experience. So you can't really attack somebody because you don't like them. Doesn't change the story. This is Fade to Black. I'm looking forward to your phone calls tonight. Let's share some of these stories. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer and UnX Networks. Raise Hobbs. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's your calls. The paranormal, supernatural, conspiracy, lost history, time travel, supernatural, music, guitars, movies, comedies, food, all that. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with me.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. Getthetea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
The new KUNXDB, the UNX Network, bringing you the best in paranormal programming in premium high-definition streaming audio and video. Log on to the network at unxnetwork.com and check out the growing lineup of programs, including Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and many more. Sign up for the free UNX newsletter, follow the UNX blog, or pick up the latest edition of the UNX magazine. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. So check us out at unxnetwork.com. Tap the show page and the calendar so you never miss your favorite live shows and podcasts. We are your portal for all things paranormal. The X, explaining the unexplained.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. Favorite night of the week. Getting ready for the weekend. What are you doing this weekend? All right, there's no Super Bowl. So, 747-228-2051. It's your call. It's your conversation. Best night of the week. And let's see here. Guess who? That looks like Warren D. Martini. I'm going to guess. I'm saying Warren D. Martini. I'm going Warren D. Martini, Stephen, on that one. Warren D. Martini. Man, Warren D. Martini back in the day. You know what? There's a guitar player out there. And should I say his name? Kind of replaced Warren D. Martini and Rat. Well, a few guitar players have since then. But Jordan Ziff, man, go check that cat out. He can play. I want to get him on the show. Might do it. He's really good. Okay, 747-228-2051. And let's get this show on the road tonight. I'm in a great mood. Okay, all right. Let's get that set. Normally I've got all this ready. But there you go. I was all wrapped up in Maniac before the show. It was the end of the last episode. I was like, man, I got the show to do tonight, but I can't peel away from Maniac. Such a great ending, too, as well. A good way to end that series. And, it's one of those things. It's like a 10-part movie. When you got to the end, that's it. There isn't going to be a season 2. All right, so just enjoy it. Oh, by the way, are you watching Resident Alien? I forgot to. CJ, that's pretty funny. That's what I'm talking about. If that happened to me, I wouldn't talk about it. There's nothing I can do. Are you watching Resident Alien? Typical season 2. Season 1 is the setup, all the action's happening, the new characters are being introduced, and you see all of this, and everything's new and fresh. And now, season 2 rolls in, and now you've got these complex relationships and the storylines, and and things that are going on. So that's where it is right now. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The kid grew a beard. Oh, man, spoiler alert. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. You're up first. Who's calling?
Oh, Jimmy, am I on?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Pat.
Okay. Who's this?
Oh, this is Pat Stratt, buddy.
Hey, Pat, what's on your mind tonight?
I just, real quick, I want to see if I can stump you. 1956 movie.
Okay.
If you ever saw it, Flying Saucers, Earth versus the Flying Saucers.
Earth versus the Flying Saucers.
Flying Saucers, 1956.
Yes. What about it?
Have you seen it?
Of course I have. It's a great movie.
Oh, okay. So then I can't stop you. You know where they adapted that from, the book. Major Donald E. Keyhole.
Yeah. But see, I'll say this about that movie, though.
It's a B movie.
No. That's an A movie. Oh, that's A.
You think it's an A movie?
I do. And if you think about it, and you got to think about 1956, right? The special effects and the way that they present the flying saucers. Man. No, too cool. And flying through Washington D.C., blasting the lasers, man. and the way that they looked, and that includes when it lands out it's like in New Mexico. I think that scientist, right, him and his wife, I think that's New Mexico, or his girlfriend, because that ship lands out in the desert. That's pretty cool. But anyway,
that's the only the main star. That's the only one I recognize.
Yeah. I don't know who it is either. It's a great movie, though. I've seen it so many. I've seen it so many times. Okay, Pat.
His name was Hugh Marlowe.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But it's a good movie.
Well, he co-starred in. He was one of the co-stars in The Day the Earth Stood Still. He was the boyfriend. Patricia O'Neill.
Okay, all right. But I like Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Good movie, man. Good movie.
Well, I thought I could stump you, but I'm just sitting here.
When it comes to 1950s B movies, man, I'm guilty as charged. I love that stuff.
Okay.
I watch them every chance that I get. The other day, I had company come in from out of town, right, over the weekend. And you know what was playing as people started to arrive? They were like, "What's that?" You know, and it was Orson Welles. Now the name of the movie. Man. Hold on. But things may come. When things may come. What was the name of that movie? Okay, I can't pull it up now. But it's such a good movie, and I'm trying to find it right here. I can't. And
I was only with him. I was Citizen Kane. That's the only thing that I remember of him.
What about War of the Worlds?
What? Yeah, but that was on radio.
Yeah. I suppose that's true.
1938, man. You know. Hey, I can't even play my guitar now.
Why not?
Well, Super Bowl night, I kind of took a slip on the ice, and I kind of got a big sprain on my left arm.
Oh.
And did you ever hear that song? Jack Daniels Had a Hold on Me.
No, but I can tell that he does tonight, and that's all that matters.
Oh, no.
Hey, listen. Hey, Pat, have a great night, man. It was great talking to you. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay.
Right on, Pat. Thank you so much. I'm trying to what things may come. It's 1937. Oh man, it's just totally gotten away from me. It's totally gotten away from me. Oh man, totally got away from me. Okay. What oh man, it's about the movie. It's 1937. War, things happen. The world needs to reset, and then they build a new society for the future. And I just can't think of the name of the movie. 1937. Anyway, that's what I was watching when my company came over. So they come in and they were like, "What's on?" And that's what I watch. I like old movies. I just do. I like old movies. Okay, let's see who is up next. This is Fade to Black. It's open lines. It's Fadernight. 747-228-2051. Hi, you're up next. Who's calling?
Steve.
Steve who?
Yes. Oh, Steve, I'm in Indiana.
You're in Indiana. What part of Indiana?
Evansville.
Evansville? That doesn't count. That's Kentucky. Yep. That's Kentucky.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good. See, you know I'm from Indiana if I tell that joke, right? You know that I am. Yeah. Okay. All right.
The
Southern. People in Evansville don't dig. You saw Steve's reaction. That ain't funny, man. That ain't funny, church. Not down here.
We don't take kindly to the other side of the river.
No, you don't. You know what's funny? And I think every state, Steve, must do this, right? So it doesn't matter what the border is. And so in Indiana, especially southern Indiana, it's these two people from Kentucky, right? There's always the jokes, the Kentucky jokes. You get over on the east side of Indianapolis and head towards Ohio, it's Ohio jokes. If you're up, if it's Michigan and Ohio jokes, and you know what I mean? It's like this border thing, and Indiana and Kentucky, foo-fa. So there you go. All right, Steve, what's on your mind tonight?
I kind of want to dive into for your interviews and conference things. Is when I listen to the types like Mary Nolan, and they talk about if they're beings in the crafts, that the one thing we can't do is look at them, their motivations through the human lens. But they all seem to go down the road of assuming that the beings are here in an official capacity, like they're from NASA or something. And given the vast number of different types of crafts that are seen in photos and everything, I mean, is it unreasonable to think that it may just be sightseeing beings, or that they're not here on official business?
Right.
But that could the crazy behavior and just the odd stuff, maybe it's just a couple kids on spring break.
Right. No, you are 100% correct, Steve. I agree with you 110%. And I'm going to give you my reason why. And then I want to hear your reason. I want to get the why behind what you just said. But here's the deal. How do we know if we do actually look at it through the human lens, right? What do we do here? Well, you know what? We like to go to Africa on safaris. We like to go to the zoo, right? We like to go places. We like to go to the mall and people watch. We like to go to Hawaii and swim with the dolphins. Don't we do all of these things? Right?
Yes.
And why, what is it? I mean, the first chance that we get, once it's possible, and Elon Musk is setting it up right now, and so is Jeff Bezos, and so is Richard Branson. What are we doing? Space tourism. Right now, it's like the first stop. What are we doing? Buy your tickets, right? Now, why is it that it's got to be some kind of scientific mission, a world domination mission, something else that, it's got to be something else. It can't be anything reasonable. Why? What is out of the question that out there in the vastness of the Milky Way, let's forget about the universe, the Milky Way, that there isn't some, tour group. Okay, well, you can go here and go here, but check it out. Earth is really nice this time of year. What's wrong with that? Yeah. What is honestly, see Earth. Go see Earth. It's great. We've got half-price tickets right now. You can get in and get out. Go check out the Earthlings. Go check out the humans. They're cool. And they might feed you. You know what? Seriously, think about that. What is wrong with that? Why is it that we have to listen to somebody else? What makes them smarter in some kind of hypothesis on why they are here? Right? There you go.
Right.
So what's your reason?
Well, I was thinking about through the lens of during college, two of my friends and I, Christmas, summer vacations, we would take road trips. We went to all the lower 48, Canada, everywhere. And the craziest look I ever got was in New Brunswick. I had to show my driver's license at the hotel, and the guy looked at me like, why on earth are you here? We don't see people from Indiana here. And I didn't really have an answer, but I was thinking well, because we wanted to, because we like driving, we like seeing different geography, all that. And I was like, well, I couldn't imagine that if they're millennia ahead in technology, I just couldn't imagine there being some types that would just want to go out and just kind of roam, heck, some of them might even have a sense of humor, which is why they do crazy things. But it just seems like they all totally rule that out in every interview or TV show I see. They never even broach this. It's always like a sanctioned trip.
Yes. I so agree with you. And I have said, Steve, this is a great phone call, and I'm glad you're bringing this up. Even for Evansville, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good for Evansville. Is this, however they are traveling, and how they are going from star system to star system, however they are doing it, getting here to Earth, however, they do it because it's easy. And that's it. Now let's put it back in the human lens for a second. What kind of car do you have? Right now, what do you drive?
Oh, no, it's just an Equinox.
Okay, you got an Equinox, right?
Yeah.
You've got an
Equinox. But I'm talking about 20 years ago, this stuff. No. When I took the trips, it was almost 20 years ago. No.
I'm talking about right now. You've got an Equinox, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you want a pizza, all you have to do is pick up the phone, order it, jump in your Equinox, and go and pick it up, and it's cooked for you, and you drive home and enjoy it while you watch TV. Now, why do you do that? Because it's friggin' easy. It's second nature. You don't even think, it's not some complicated thing. It's not some crazy expensive thing for the wealthy. No. You do it because you can, and it's easy, like putting on a pair of shoes. But let me tell you something. 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, and you drop that bomb on somebody, they were like, what? What kind of magic, what kind of witchcraft is this, right? What kind of sorcery are we talking about here? And it's the same thing. It's the absolute same thing. That as easy as it is for you to go pick up that pizza, that's what they're doing between the stars. It's easy. Jump in the car. Let's go to Earth. Right? Hey, kids.
Yeah.
Hey, kids. Summer vacation. We're going to Earth. What's wrong with that idea? I would say absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if I was born 150 years earlier, I would not have continued west past Denver. I can assure you that. But it's a joy doing it now.
It's a joy doing it now. Hey, man.
Yeah, but
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying just like the whole stagecoach versus car thing, like the Donner Pass type thing in California. Like, there's no way I would have even considered doing it if I was born a century and a half earlier.
Yeah,
but now it's just like it's a rush.
You know what? If you when you've done the drive, right? So when you go from east to west or west to east, and you drive when you make that run through the mountains, and you have to do that like 3 or 4 times. It's not once, right? And you're driving, and every time I do it, every single time, I think, what was it like in a covered wagon when there was no roads? How did you get over that? How did you get over that? You got your wife, your kids, a couple of cows, some chickens, a covered wagon, a couple of goats, right?
That's why I think Denver's there, because a lot of people looked west and said, "This is we're going to go ahead and stop here."
Yeah, this is as far as we're going. This is this is good enough,
yeah,
man.
No way.
This is good enough. Hey, Steve, enjoy your weekend, man. Thank you for the phone call.
Oh, thanks for having it.
I'll talk to you, man. Right on. It's time to fade to black, Steve. That's a great phone call right there, and I do think about that all the time. And if you haven't done, I recommend it to everybody at least once. Get in the car, and if you can pull it off, drive from the east to the west, or drive from the west to the east, and go through the mountains and check it out. Because those wagon trains, there were no roads, right? Got no maps, and you are just looking at the mountain. And so this is the whole trippy thing. When you're driving through it on a highway and you're doing the wind and you're winding through, you just look to the left, look to the right, and think about, they were doing that in wagons through the trees. And man, crossing rivers and canyons and things, and just trying to push 1 foot further, 1 foot further, 1 foot at a time, walking. And weren't riding. No, they were walking. Oh man. It's crazy. And when you do the drive, that's what goes through my mind, and that's what'll go through yours. And I do the same thing when I fly, looking out the window, heading back to L.A., and looking out the window, looking at the mountains, and just thinking, wagons went over that. And it's not one hill. It's like 1,000 hills right in a row, just like this, the whole way, up and down. I don't know how they did it. I don't. A lot of divorce in those wagon trains, I would bet you. A lot of sibling deaths. Oh, man. All right. This is Fade to Black. It's Fadernight. I don't have time to take another call before the break, so we'll do that right now. We'll take our break and come back and continue with your phone call, 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the NX and Game Changer Networks. Raise Hobbs. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. Open lines all night long. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, The X.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to forbiddenknowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30 days free. That's coupon code 30 days free on forbiddenknowledge.tv today.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer. Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. All right, Thursday night Fader Night, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And let's go straight back to the phones. Open lines all night long. It's Thursday night, best night of the week. Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hola, Jimmy. This is Moina.
Hi, Moina.
From Oregon.
How are you?
Hi. I'm doing groovy.
How groovy? How groovy is groovy?
Well, I've been driving from LA again, and I'm merging onto 99, almost to Lodi.
I thought you were already. Wait. You talked to me a week ago, and you were on the road.
Or two.
Okay, so what? You got home and now you left again?
Oh, every week it's a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't. Do you change your hair color when you go home?
Yes, I do.
And what? I just knew this. I didn't know. See, right now I'm looking into your eyes. So what color's the hair now?
Oh, it's like with the gray straight. It's my hair. I didn't put on a wig today, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. I'm going to leave that right there. So what's on your mind? What's going on?
So I was listening to you guys' show, Christina's show earlier on my way, because, yeah,
okay.
What I love to do while I'm driving.
Right.
So I thought, okay, so you know how you guys were discussing the sighting and how it had, when she waved, it turned green, the light turned green, right?
Yep.
So I was thinking maybe it's not visual. Maybe it could be a frequency. Like maybe they were saying hi, but maybe it's a frequency and not the color.
Well, but colors are frequencies. Right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Exactly.
So I like the way your scientific mind went in that direction, and that is interesting. Sure, why not? What is the frequency of green?
I don't know.
Okay.
I looked up.
What is the frequency of the color green? And its wavelength, its frequency is 5.45 hertz. Its wavelength is 550 nanometers. Nice. Interesting. And then, I don't have red here. Hold on. Oh, geez. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Now I've got every color listed in the world here in front of me. Okay, red is 659 nanometers.
And I think blue was 10 something.
Blue is 500. And, and even 5. Green is 550. Blue is 500. And blue's frequency is 5.99 hertz. And then red is 4.62 hertz.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And see, light, since light, it travels a little bit further. Maybe they're using that as their frequency.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what popped in my head when you guys were talking.
Yeah, I like that. A change in frequency. Isn't that interesting? So, what did you? I thought about this, quite a bit, and I talked about it on Christina's show. Mm-hmm. That maybe is green. And I would love to read like some kind of analysis on this, the reaction to humans, right. And is it, I think we all know that blue is a calming, color that calms you down.
Right.
I wonder what green does.
Well, they say it's like the feeling of love.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So, yeah, and then, like, monotone colors like beige and whatnot is supposed to be calming, too, especially. I wonder, you know what, when I go to, when I go over to New Mexico, and I look at all the buildings over there, they're, like, all kind of like a beige or a brown color. I'm wondering if it's because it's so hot and people get aggravated. Those are things that pop in my head while I'm traveling. It's like, why are they all so like monotone and brown and stuff like that?
Well, you know what I've always thought? They fake it in that they're trying to look like, the mud of an adobe house, some indigenous look And so Santa Fe and Albuquerque and New Mexico, they're supposed to have these colors. Go to Tucson.
Right.
Everything in Tucson, right? These Adobe type houses. And the same thing with stucco, too. They always paint, stucco, those colors. And so today, there's that aspect, but also the paint is cheap, right?
Yeah.
So
you're right.
That's my take. Why is everything why is everything beige? Because it's cheap? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just cracking jokes here. There are architects out there getting paid a lot of money to say, how about beige?
Yeah.
So, oh man.
But that just popped in my head and I wanted to share. So, but I'll go ahead and let you go so I can continue on my way.
Yeah. Drive safe.
People on this road.
Yeah, drive safe. What highway are you on?
I'm on 99 now.
You're on 99.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on 99.
That's an interesting choice. Why 99?
Yeah, well, because it's closer to the hotel I'm trying to get to for right now.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I usually use Waze, the Waze app, and it takes me to moves me around the thicker traffic usually. I mean, when I was headed towards a customer's when I was in LA, I was going to, I think, Johnson & Johnson or somewhere, and it took me into like horrible traffic. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, the 99 during the day, beautiful, right? Beautiful, scenic.
Yeah.
But at night, man, at night I like to be on the main roads.
Right?
And that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't want to jinx anything. Drive safely, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much, Moina.
Okay.
Great call.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
You too, Moina. And what a great. Okay, so what she is referring to is this sighting with Cass Clark over in the UK. These two barrel shaped things that came out of the top of the pyramid craft, this red pyramid craft, and then these things come down. And so the barrel comes down, and it's red. And it's like 20 feet in front of her, 20 feet off the ground. I think that's what she said, 20 yards. But up in front of her, and it's there, and it's got a black top, black bottom. It's red in the middle, and it's like glass. She doesn't know that if it's glass, but it's like red static in the middle of it, and it's swirling inside of itself. And she described it, but then she waves at it like this, and it turns to the color green. So we just speculated, and I think Kaz said it was stoplight green. And so when you hear that, and especially when I heard it, it's like you played red light, green light, right? Okay, and we know what red light means, stop. It's a warning, and then green means go. Is it like changing from green, red to green because it went from like warning to positive? Is there that part of it? And I don't know. I don't know. I seriously, I don't have any idea. But that's what she was talking about. So maybe it may not have necessarily been the color, but maybe more about frequency. It's a very interesting take. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. My name's Eddie. I'm calling from LA, and I'm calling about Emery Smith. That's some bad news. I was on his website the other day. I think they took it down, but he was in a bad car accident. The car was kind of like totaled, and I think there's two websites, right? I'm on emerysmith.net, but they don't have the pictures there anymore. But I think you try on his other website, .com, and maybe they show it there. But I was concerned about that because I keep up with Emery Smith a lot, and that's what happened. I thought maybe you heard anything about that.
No, I haven't. No, I have not. I have not heard anything about this. When did you see this?
Just the other day. I just happened to look online, and they saw the pictures. But I think they might have took them down by now. I'm not sure if you could look it up on their computer. emerysmith.com. They might show the photos there. But the car was totaled, and they showed him in the hospital. He was on the gurney in the bed, and he was in his clothes, but he didn't look too good. So I was like concerned about that, and I was like, man, so I had to call in and let you know about that, you know. So I don't think too many people know about that.
Yeah, I don't see anything on Facebook. I don't see anything on Facebook. Let's see. That's 2021. Okay, so let's go to. I'll defer this to the Fadernauts too. Does anybody know about Emery Smith getting in a car accident? Emery Smith car accident.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be there or not. I just have to look. I'm not sure how long it was ago, but I just have to look on the website, and it was there. I don't know how long ago it was exactly, but I just looked it up, and I saw the picture. I was like, man, it didn't look too good, you know. So
okay,
I'm just concerned about that.
No, okay. I'm not seeing anything here, but but I would like to. And you said you saw this on emerysmith.net?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, .net. On the first, I looked at it a little while ago, and they took the photos up. It's not there anymore. But then they might have it in his other website, .com, maybe. I haven't looked at .com on that one yet, but
I didn't know.
I looked on .net a while ago, and the photos aren't there anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything here.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to waste your time, but I just want to let you know what I heard what happened. I was like, man, I didn't know. He's a good guy, you know, and it's like,
okay.
I think maybe, but see, I'm sorry, but the way they said it, what they were, I don't think it was an accident, really. I think maybe he talked about too much about the subject. I think maybe they tried to take him out. I think they probably said that too on the site, but they took it off right away. I don't know why they did. I don't know what's going on, but I just want to let you know about what I heard about that.
Okay, you know? All right. Well, we'll see what the Fadernauts do, and
okay.
And if anybody knows anything about Emery Smith getting in a car accident, please post it up in Twitter. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
And I can pop a couple.
Yeah, I need to see if people heard about it.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll pop out a couple of texts during the break. Okay, I'll reach out to some people. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. I just want to let you know. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And wow, no, I haven't heard. Obviously, you just heard my reaction to that. I haven't heard anything about this. There's emerysmith.net. There's nothing there. So, yeah, no, I don't know. This is news to me, and I don't want news like this ever. Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's calm down, and there's nothing verified or anything like that. So, very strange, because I know that there were pictures of Emery, but he just said Emery was in clothes. Okay. I remember when he had that operation, last year, 2021, maybe 2020, he posted a picture of himself in the hospital bed. I forget what it was. I don't know, appendix or something. And I can't remember what that was. Hernia? Something. And that got done, as far as I know. But that's that. But he said he was clothed, because those pictures are of Emery in whatever they put patients in before an operation. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jim?
Yes.
Okay, this is Nitrous Ninja in Pittsburgh.
Hi, Nitrous Ninja in Pittsburgh.
And I told the people on the chat stream that I would call in tonight with the most important and most exciting of all the Mothman sightings.
Oh, no way.
Yes, what is known as the Scarberry Mallet sighting.
Okay.
If you've seen any of those Mothman documentaries on television, have you ever seen the one about a car was chased on a twisty road?
No, but you're going to tell me about it.
Oh, yes, I will.
Okay.
Okay, it was the night of November 15th, 1966, and Roger Scarberry and his wife, Linda Scarberry, they were both 19, and their good friends, Steve and Mary Mallet, were in the back seat. They also were 19 years old and were also married.
Okay.
They were in the back seat of Roger's 1957 Chevy. And Roger used to drag race that a lot. And they would go up north from Point Pleasant up to that TNT area. It's about 7 or 8 miles north of town because there's a lot of straight roads in there. And the teenagers, they not only used that place as a party place, but they would drag race a lot up there.
Okay.
Well, they went up there on that night of November 15th, 1966, and they drove around looking for their friends, and none of their friends were there, and there was nobody there that was looking to drag race. So around 11:45, they decided they would come back to Point Pleasant. And they were driving past what's known as the North Power Plant. It's since been torn down. I think they tore it down in 98 or 99. The power plant was on their left, and Roger was looking straight ahead driving.
What road were they on?
Well, it's actually known as the North Power Plant Access Road.
Okay, and what highway going out? Were they east or west of Point Pleasant?
They were north.
They were north. So off of the 62?
66. Oh, yes, it's Route 62.
62, okay. And
yeah, I'll get to that in a second.
But how far north?
Well, the TNT area, because it's 8,000-some acres, it runs from like about 7 to 9 miles north of town. And it kind of runs parallel with that Route 62.
Okay, got it.
So they were still back on the North Power Plant Access Road, and Steve Mallett, who was in the back seat, was looking out the side window, and he yelled, "Roger, hit the brakes!" So Roger stopped the car, and he said, "Look at that weird thing standing over there by the North Power Plant." And they turned their heads and looked to the left, and that's when they saw the Mothman about 100 feet away, off to the left of the road. And Linda Scarberry told me, Linda used to come to the Mothman Festival, and I got to interview her 3 times, in 2005, 6, and 7. And she told me that, there were 3 big smokestacks on top of this North Power Plant, and there were like guide wires that steadied the smokestacks, but they had broken. And here the Mothman had got its wings caught in one of these heavy cables that were laying on the ground, one of these guide wires that steadied the smokestack. And she said it was pulling on its wing with its hands. And that's when she said they saw those glowing red eyes, and they were like paralyzed. They all said that while you were looking at those red eyes, you couldn't move. You were frozen. Well, it yanked on its wing and got it free, and then it like staggered and ran around the back of the North Power Plant, and they couldn't see it anymore. So then Roger Scarberry, who was driving, he got his senses back. So he floored it, and he had to go about 100 yards down the North Power Plant Access Road till they come to what is known as Fairgrounds Road. Then they turned right, and they had to go about a quarter mile on Fairgrounds Road to get out to Route 62. And so they turned left, and that would be Route 62 south. And Linda said they only went about 100 yards. When there was off to the left of the road, there was a billboard. And she said, here the Mothman had gotten up there already. He was now sitting down on the top of the billboard. And once again, Roger slammed on his brakes because those glowing red eyes froze him. And she said it spread its wings out, and without flapping it shot straight up into the air. Well, Roger now got his senses back, and he floored it, and they were rolling into town at a good rate, but not crazy, probably like 60, 70 miles an hour. And this is on a little twisty 2-lane road, Route 62 south. And Mary Mallett, who was in the back seat, decided to look out the back window. And she couldn't believe it. Here the Mothman was following them. They said it was going back and forth from like the left side of the road to the right side of the road. And it was behind them a little bit. And it started making a squeaking noise. They said it sounded like a mouse, but louder and deeper. Well, the Mothman flew forward, and its chest came down and hit the top of the 57 Chevy several times with a loud thump. And its wings dropped down, and it scratched the doors on both sides of the car. Well, by this time, they were all screaming in panic, so Roger floored it. And that's when they often talk in those documentaries how they got up to 100, 110 miles an hour, rolling back to town. So it followed them most of the way back to town, and then once they got it within the city lights, they said it veered off. Well, what they did, they went and stopped at Tiny's Drive-In, a little drive-in restaurant they would often go to. And they were sitting there a couple minutes, and the 2 boys, Roger and Steve, decided that they wanted to try to go back up again and see it. see it again. They couldn't believe. They were wondering if it had been a hallucination or if they had really saw what they thought they saw.
Mm-hmm.
So they started going north now. It had been Route 62 north.
Right.
And they got out past the lights of town to where it was dark. And then they chickened out. Once it was dark, they were listening to their wives who wanted to go to the police. So they pulled into the entrance to a farm. It was called the C.C. Lewis Farm. And they pulled in, and Roger was just ready to put it in reverse when Linda told him, she said, "Look, there's something laying right over to the right." And so she got the flashlight out of the glove box and shined it on it, and it was a dead German Shepherd laying there at the entrance.
Mm.
And she said right after they noticed that, suddenly the Mothman had been down in a ditch along the side of the road, and it stood up, and she said it jumped over their car and jumped across Route 62 and landed in the field on the other side of the road, and they saw it staggering away again. It couldn't walk right. They said when it would try to walk, it would stagger back and forth. So they were terrified at this point. So then they backed out and went into town, and they went to the Point Pleasant police. And here, because they told them about what they saw by the North Power Plant. And here, that is not, that's outside of the city limits of Point Pleasant up there. So what they had to do, they had to wait till a deputy sheriff, a Mason County deputy sheriff, his name was Millard Halstead, showed up. And they drove back up, and they parked in front of the North Power Plant and waited. And Millard Halstead said it was a windy night with a full moon, and he could see several times a big shadow. It looked like a huge bird, the shadow, moving across the North Power Plant, the building. What it was they didn't see the creature. It must have been up in the air, but it left a shadow with the full moon shining on it. And then Linda said she looked to the right, and there was an old coal yard there where they kept the coal that was for the power plant. And she told the deputy, look over there to those red lights. And he put a spotlight over there. And she said as soon as the spotlight was on it, it disappeared. And all they saw was like a swirling cloud of coal dust. So they sat there a while longer. And a few minutes later, Linda said again that she saw the red eyes. And again, the deputy sheriff shined the light over there. And it was the same thing again. All they saw was like a little cloud of coal dust dissipating. So they stayed till about 1:30, and they decided to drive back into town. And Sheriff Mallard Halstead told his boss, Sheriff George Johnson, about what had happened. And he took Sheriff George Johnson took his deputy's story seriously, because he said he saw that shadow moving across the building, and he saw the red lights himself. And so he called a news conference that morning. And Mary Heyer, the local newspaper reporter, she was associated with the AP, the Associated Press. Mm-hmm. She came and listened to the story about the monster sighting and how it had chased the teenagers south at over 100 miles an hour the night before. And she put that out in her newspaper, which was it was a paper over in Ohio. I can't remember. The Messenger. I can't remember what town it was published out of. And because they were associated with the Associated Press, the AP, that story went all around the country. And the town was loaded with calls from newspapers all over the country that wanted to hear about the monster. And television stations showed up, and there were reporters that camped out all night up there at the TNT area trying to see the creature. But here's another thing, though. They say that was not the very first sighting. There were several people who came forward and told the sheriff later that those teenagers aren't pulling your leg, that they had seen something just like they described earlier in October. And but they didn't want to tell anybody because people think you were crazy. But once the word got out that these 4 teenagers saw it, a lot of people came forward with their story.
Have you been to Nitrous? Have you been to Point Pleasant?
Oh, I've been down there about 28 times.
28
I'm working
times
on a manuscript.
Okay, well, hold on, Nitrous, before I get to the break, okay? I got questions, man. Is this, when you look at Point Pleasant today versus what it must have been like in 1966, because the TNT area, the stretch from Point Pleasant up 62 to the TNT area, there's things there now. It's not fully built out or anything like that. It's not suburbia.
No.
But back then there must have been nothing there. And there's a lot of woods and forest and stuff between TNT, which is in the middle of the woods, right?
Correct.
The stretch between the two areas back then, it must have been remote. And if you're going to hide out, if you're Mothman, you understand what I'm saying? There isn't, today you've got, there's a prison there. There's different things and stuff between TNT and the town of Point Pleasant. But back then it must have been different, right?
Right. It was more sparse than it is today. They now call it the Clifton J. McClintock Wildlife Area.
Mm-hmm.
You might find that on a map.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's about 7 to 9 miles north of Point Pleasant, because the TNT area was 8,300 some acres. I think it was 8,320 acres.
Yeah. It's a pretty big area for sure. It's a pretty big area. And is it accessible today? Can you get into the TNT area, or do they keep it too many looky-loos?
No, it's open to the public. You can hunt, you can hike. They just don't want you using motor vehicles on a lot of the dirt roads.
Okay.
There's paved roads that run through it, and you can drive your vehicle on that. But the dirt roads that used to be open, if you remembered last week, I told you about how the teenagers were having a beer party in front of one of the igloos.
Yeah.
Well, that was back when you could drive down the dirt roads.
Yeah.
And
those bunkers aren't there anymore, though, right?
Yes, they are.
They are?
Yes.
Okay, well, why don't Nitrous, I gotta go to a commercial break, but the next Mothman Festival, I gotta go. When do they do it?
It's always the third weekend in September.
Third weekend in September. Okay.
Jimmy, Nick Redfern has attended the 2014 festival, and Nick knows the Mothman story quite well. You should have Nick on and ask him to do just a Mothman show.
Would you like that, Nitrous? Would you like me to have Nick on? Okay.
I met Nick at the festival. He's a very nice man.
No, he's a troublemaker. Nick Redfern is a straight-up troublemaker. That guy does nothing but cause trouble. He wears punk rock T-shirts. He's got a shaved head. He's a rebel, man. He's a troublemaker.
Before he started writing about the paranormal, he worked for a newspaper in England that covered the rock and heavy metal scene.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that was his first writing gig, working for it was either a magazine or a little newspaper that covered the heavy metal and hard rock scene in England. And that's why he's kind of a rocker.
Yeah, he's into that heavy. He's into both kinds, heavy and metal.
But Nick knows the story quite well, and I know you've had him on as a guest. So
yeah, he's a good guy.
Have him on.
He's a good guy.
I want to tell you this too.
Okay,
remember Rosemary Ellen? Do you remember Rosemary Ellen Guiley?
Of course.
She would always attend the festival, and what I always say is my claim to fame, my greatest paranormal moment was Rosemary and I had actually gone up there at night and hunted for the Mothman during the festival.
And?
We never saw it. But she told people that she saw shadow figures running from tree to tree.
Well, I miss her so much. She was just an amazing person. And if anybody's going to see something, it's going to be her. Hey, Nitrous, enjoy your weekend, man. Thank you so much.
You too, Jim.
Great call right there. Great call. Point Pleasant. I need to go. I'm down. I'll go to the Mothman Festival. Go to the museum. Take pictures under the statue. Head up to TNT. Man, yeah. Call up Redfern. Get Redfern to go with us. It's a good idea. Hang out with Nitrous. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday Night Fader Night, 747-228-2051.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
This is Jimmy Church. Jason Martell's book, Knowledge Apocalypse 10-Year Anniversary Edition, is now available. Most ancient cultures speak of a time when their gods visited them. They never say their gods came from across the ocean or from the mountains. They always came down from the skies. Was ancient man visited by gods or extraterrestrials? We have not been told the full truth about our human past. There was a time when all the ancient cultures lived amongst beings they considered their gods. The search for truth leads us down the path of learning where the ETs might come from and why they are here. To understand some of these advanced topics and learn the truth about human origins, buy the new book from Jason Martell, Knowledge Apocalypse. Now in its 10-year anniversary edition, available on Amazon.com by clicking on the banners over on our site, or simply visit JasonMartell.com. That's JasonMartell.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRAradio.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fadernight. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. On the Game Changer and UnX Networks. Raise Hobbs. All right. Thursday night, Fadernight. I would go to the Mothman Festival. I would definitely, that's a bucket list thing. I've thought about it so many times. And now that things are getting back to normal, are you feeling it? Are you feeling some normalcy? Man, getting back to normal. I'm starting to not, I just hate to say this because I know that there are people out there going through stuff and will continue for a while, but just starting to not give a crap. I'm just tired. All right. Where am I at? Oh, Fader Night, Thursday night, 747-228-2051. And it's open lines. But yeah, the Mothman Festival, I would do it. I would do it. So it's September. Why do I think I've got Egypt in October. September. What is going on in September? Road trip to Ohio, Point Pleasant. Oh, man. It's a thought. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
What's up, Jimmy? This is Pat.
Hey, Pat. How are you?
What's up, dude?
What's going on with you? How's your kebabs? You getting it down?
Oh, dude, I haven't done them yet. That's a summer thing.
Man, I gave you the recipe after 5 years.
I know, but I got to wait till summer. If you're not standing outside with the grill going and the birds and the music and shit, it's just not the same.
I don't know about all that. No, it's not the same. But I think you should grill in all kinds of weather. I've grilled in the snow. I've grilled in the ice. Sometimes you just have to have it. You just have to have it. So there you go. Okay. All right. Okay. All that.
Normally I hit you with food or crystals, but tonight I'm going to hit you with a little music.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
So I can't. No, wait a minute. So I'm not allowed to Google.
Oh, no questions or nothing, dude. I'm wanting what who you feel is. It's one of those things.
Oh, so, okay. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
As far as metal goes, what singer has the best voice without all the crap? You know what I'm saying? Just voice, period. Could sing with the guitar and nothing, acoustic guitar and nothing else.
And it's heavy metal?
Yeah, because I'm going to hit you with a couple of them.
Okay, so the best heavy metal singer that can just get it done.
That you've heard, that you've been around and listened to.
Right. Well, there's, you know what? I'm just going to go right there, man. Ronnie James Dio. And that's not taking anything away from Graham Bonnet, Rob Halford, Jeff Tate. Acoustically is absolutely amazing. So yeah, but Ronnie James Dio.
Okay.
He's the Swiss knife of singers. He can do it all.
That surprised me. I thought for sure you're going to go with Rob.
Rob Halford? Well, see.
Yeah, I thought for sure.
Yeah, but, okay. So Ronnie Dio. I would say the best all around. Okay, so next question.
All right, now I'm going to throw you off. Now, how about country voice?
Oh, the best country voice? Hank Williams, the original, not Junior. Hank Williams.
All right. I got you. Okay, now we'll go with just, how about women? Just woman, period, man. Out of all the women voices you've heard, and I don't mean like albums, CDs. I mean like what you've heard.
Right. Ann Wilson.
I mean, like in person.
Ann Wilson.
Ooh, god damn, you got me on that one.
Okay, why? Where were you going?
See, man, you know what, dude? I'll tell you what. I went, girl I was living with, come home. She's like, hey, I got 2 tickets to go to a concert. I'm like, all right. This was back in 92, 93, I guess. I'm like, all right. And back then I didn't ask questions. I'm like, all right. So take off. We ended up at Melissa Etheridge's concert, dude.
Right.
Man, she stopped all the music, man, except for her just beating on her guitar and having the beat.
Yep.
Holy man,
yeah,
dude.
I know.
My.
Well, back then, I think she was playing with John Shanks, and who's an amazing guitar player, acoustic guitar player, songwriter, producer, somebody that I know. And that era, and so she could light it up with just her and a guitar, and no question about it.
That was awesome.
But Ann Wilson, holy crap, man! And so when you're just singing something that is just musical. Just musical. She was just so good. She was so good at the blues and so good at the jazz.
Right.
And of course, all of the heart acoustic stuff. And dude, Led Zeppelin, right? She could do all of those things. But if you go back and do you remember their version of "Tell It Like It Is"?
No, I don't think I heard that.
"Tell It Like It Is" an old R&B rock and roll standard from who sang it originally? Tell It Like It Is. Was that Sam Cooke? I could be wrong, but an early standard. And her version of it, the Heart's version of it, oh man, and it just showed you. And then they did a lot of concerts where they would do the standards and go off and do these things, but it really showed off her voice. Okay, now that being said, Pat Benatar's great, but that being said, I gotta go. I've got to go. I'm going here. Hold on. I'm going to pull this song up. I don't need to. Forget it. Linda Ronstadt.
Ah, there you go.
Linda Ronstadt and Perfection, Divine, right? In the rock and roll world. Okay, so what's next?
All right, I'll give you a side note on that Melissa Etheridge concert, though. So I go to that concert, I walk in the doors with her, I'm looking around, and I'm seeing all these hot chicks, man. I'm young back then. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. All of a sudden, we get in our seats, man, and I'm looking around, I'm thinking, man, these girls are hot. Then I started seeing them kissing on each other. Then it hit me, and then I started looking around, and I thought, holy crap, I'm the only guy here.
Yep, you found that out quick, didn't you? Yeah, man.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, man. You weren't buying drinks for anybody that night. That's for sure. Take you out in the street.
No.
So,
but I will tell you what. I'll give you a story sometime, not over the air, but after that, they went and took me to this bar, and I was the only guy there, too. And, I got some good stories on that one.
Okay. You're just trying to offend the audience. You're doing a really good job, Pat. You're doing a really good job. Okay, next question.
All right. Now, I don't know what class to put this in, but let's say alternative, kind of like, I don't know, just like a Lenny Kravitz or, I don't know what genre you put them in. Just kind of them kind of people. Musicians, whatever.
Okay, but what's the question?
Give me the best voice in alternative, I guess.
The best voice in alternative. I would,
or should I say obscure? I don't know what to classify them as. Like Nora Jones, people like that. Just one with their own music.
Right. You gotta. I'm thinking kind of like Johnny Lydon, Johnny Rotten, Public Image Limited, PIL. That era, he was remarkable. Totally different. Had his own thing going on. Absolutely a remarkable singer and not given enough credit to, I might add.
All right.
Why? Okay. Who are you thinking?
I said Lenny Kravitz because I heard him in concert and he did a cappella too, and his voice, dude, he's got a good voice.
Okay, well now if we're going a cappella. And you're going to go into Lenny Kravitz to me was a rock and roll singer. He was an R&B rock and roll singer, not an alternative singer.
Beginning stuff though wasn't really. I don't know. It wasn't really rock and roll. He had some rock songs, but the whole albums. If you listen to the whole album, it's a lot of different mixture.
Well, because if you go into that, I mean, Eddie Vedder, Chris Cornell, you can't top those two. Can't top those two. But Lenny Kravitz, that's another. Lenny Kravitz is kind of an R&B guy to me. I
don't think R&B, man.
I do.
I'll agree to disagree on that one.
What?
I don't think he's R&B. I'm thinking R&B is something totally different.
What? Do you know what R&B stands for?
Yeah, rock and blues, I guess.
Rhythm and blues.
Rhythm and blues, okay.
Yeah, and if you think about it, man, I mean, he did whole albums in that genre. I don't know. Lenny is that to me. Leaned on rock, right? And tried to go into, you want to go my way and things like that. Were definitely rock leaning. But if you think about that, I'm thinking Lenny was more like R&B Motown in his approach. What modern songwriting, but he definitely looked at background vocals and harmonies and approached things that way. But alternative singers, Chris Cornell, Eddie Vedder, just dynamically just amazing, that could sing in any, especially like an a cappella acoustic guitar setting. Those guys were nearly perfect. So,
okay. So how about you personally listening to people? Who did you listen to live and was like, wow, they don't sound anything like that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, they don't sound anything like that.
The CDs and the albums.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. You heard them and you're like, man, that voice is not that good.
Van Halen.
I was getting ready to say mine's David Lee, dude.
Yeah, David Lee. Fake it till you make it. He
made it.
You know what, though? And it's too easy to say that because it's a correct thing to say. The Van Halen records versus Van Halen live, two different bands, two totally different situations. You go and listen to Van Halen 2, Women and Children First, and you go see that band live. David wasn't, but that wasn't what the live show was about. The live show was the circus comes to town. The live show was there to entertain. Dave was up there to shake his stuff, and he did it. He was godlike. There's no question about it. And was David concerned about his
entertainer, man, for a fact.
Man, he mumbled his way through the words. He missed, whatever. But that nobody cared. I didn't. But if I was sitting there, hoping that In a Simple Rhyme was going to be exactly live as it was on the album, you're going to get two different things, man. It was never there. Michael Anthony, and okay, so this is what would happen to me, and then I've got to go. Let me get back to these phone calls. But Pat, I'm serious. The conversation with me and my friends after a Van Halen concert was the same every single time. Michael Anthony carried the vocal show. Michael Anthony carried David on his back. Without Michael Anthony, right? That's right. The only thing musical in those vocals in a Van Halen show was Michael Anthony and Eddie, and the harmonies that they were doing. And then David was off doing his own thing, but
all right, a last quick one.
Okay.
AC/DC.
Yes.
Who did you like better, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson?
Bon Scott. But
good man.
Yeah. I mean, but two different things.
Ride On was awesome.
Yeah. Two different things. Look, Back in Black is a great, one of the greatest albums ever recorded. And the songs and the production and Mutt Lange and everything that went down, phenomenal. But the character that Bon Scott brought to that band was a totally different thing, and that's it. Bon Scott had attitude. There was a tone in his voice, and you know what Bon Scott. This is what Bon Scott made me think of. You would never want to piss that guy off.
Yeah.
You never.
Yeah.
He'd punch you in the throat, and it'd be over. That was Bon Scott. He brought that. And so they had an image, and he delivered. He was a great singer, but he had attitude. And so that version of AC/DC is what I think about. Go and listen, man. The other day I was driving around in the car, Pat, and the live version of Whole Lotta Rosie came on the radio. I haven't heard that in like 25 years. And, and I've got, I have here, I'll have to find it. Hold on. Keep talking, Pat. Talk about AC/DC. I got to walk to the other room. Keep talking about AC/DC. Yeah, talk about AC/DC.
Oh, man. Come on, dude.
Hold on.
I will say, though, the Ride On song with Bon Scott was the one that got me on him. That was really good. But I will say, though, 74 Jailbreak, awesome, friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
that right there,
Jailbreak.
Probably one of the best songs, man.
Okay, are you looking at the camera? You looking at the screen?
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's 20 seconds behind.
Okay, but look at that. Look at the screen.
I'm seeing an empty screen, dude. You're killing me.
No.
Oh, I see guitar. Here we go.
There you go, man. There's your AC/DC Angus Young special right there. And so,
Angus, you got to love that.
Yeah,
that little guy, man.
You know, and so a guitar like this just begs for, it just begs for that AC/DC thing,
Yep.
and
tell you something funny. My daughter, I love Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. She's got it on her iPad, and she'll listen to it once in a while, but then she turns rap on, but whatever.
Yeah. Got to put that.
I got her hooked on some of the old classics, the good stuff. But she still listens to new stuff. I can respect it.
Yeah, right on. Want to make sure that guitar doesn't fall over. And
all right, brother. Have a good weekend, man.
Take it easy, Pat. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
All right, later.
And that's an AC/DC special right there. That's an AC/DC special. And it's so funny that a guitar like that, Gibson SG standard, no buzzes and bells and whistles or anything like that. That guitar has got its own sound. It's just got its own thing. That's it. And it's raunchy, and it's fun to play, and it's really, really easy on the eyes. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy. Guess who?
Mel from Mel's Drive-In.
Yeah. If you don't know my voice by now, dude, come on, hit that River Moon coffee. Wake up.
How you doing?
Hey, it's Deb.
How you
Good.
doing?
Hey, Jimmy. I took a nap after you and Christina's show today, so my brain's still on half awake. When you first wake up, how many cups does it take you to get your brain activated, or are you always thinking?
No, I'm always thinking. I only drink. I drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning when I wake up. I drink 1 cup of coffee during the show. That's it.
I don't believe you.
No,
I don't believe you.
On all that is holy. All that is holy.
Not buying it.
Okay, well.
Hey, best female. No, I believe you, hon. Best female voice. I gotta go. Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I like Karen Carpenter.
I mean, no other voice like hers ever. Sure.
Well, when you look at Aretha Franklin, right, or an Ann Wilson, or Linda Ronstadt, or Karen Carpenter, and you look at each one. We're talking about a generational, once in a lifetime gift from God. That's it.
That's right.
and so is one better than the other? So but if I was putting a band together, well, man, Pat Benatar's, that's a tough one. But I would go with Ann Wilson. That's if I was putting a band together, Ann Wilson, and it kills me because I love Linda Pat Benatar so much. I really, really do. But no, Ann Wilson, just perfect. She can do it all. Okay, so what's on your mind?
Your band, your choice. What's up? Okay, gosh, how much time do we have?
2 minutes.
Oh, Jimmy, you're killing me. It's been a month since we've talked. I got so many things, so let's just go with one, okay? Ozark. We got to talk Ozark. And I want to lay out a plot twist without any spoilers, okay? Now, you've seen all of part 1 of season 4, right?
Right. I have.
Okay. Now, anyone who hasn't seen season 3, plug your ears, because you might hear a few spoilers. But if you haven't seen season 3, you're not an Ozark fan anyway, so go to bed. Okay. What storyline do they keep? Well, let me ask you a couple questions. who's the one person who is presumed to be dead this season, but they keep carrying out his storyline?
Well, hold on a minute here.
Now,
hold on a minute. We are, but wait, Deb.
No.
You forget whose show it is. Okay, so I said wait, and
yes,
you're supposed
sir.
to say okay. We already know how the season ends. Everybody dies. That's it. So what is? Yeah, they all die. They have a car crash. They roll it. They all die. So
no, not going to happen that way.
You saw it. That's the opening scene. That's the opening scene of season 3. They roll the car. They roll the car. Car explodes. It's in a ditch. Everybody's in it. They all die. And so
you're smoking again.
But it's how do they get to that point? So it looks like to me. Now you're talking about plot twist, so it's going to come back for part 2. It's setting up.
I'm not even talking about that scene, but go on.
What I'm saying is everybody dies. That's the plot twist. Everybody dies. We know that. So the journey of them getting out of town, the evil is behind us. We got out of the haunted castle with the chainsaw murders. We escape. We're on the road. We're driving away, and then car crash. And that's it. So how do they get to the road where they're all happy? The bags are packed. They finally got away. They got away from the mafia. They got away from this. They got away from the cartel. They got away from the FBI. They got away from everything. They got away from all of the stuff and everything. They're all alive. They're in the car. So that's the journey. How do they get to that before they all die in the car crash? And it's going to be great.
Okay. I've got an answer for you. I wasn't even talking about that scene. Who's the one death that they didn't show through all 3 seasons? They didn't show Ben's death, and they never showed his body. They showed a wrapped-up body that got cremated. My plot twist is that Ben's alive, because that storyline keeps carrying through season 4. And a great plot twist would be Ruth will be happy again because Ben's alive. It'll heal Wendy and Jonah's relationship because Ben's alive. And I think that's going to be the big plot twist.
And
where you went isn't even what I was talking about.
That's what I just said. So, yeah, exactly. Think about what you just said. Right? Everything is mended. All the wounds are healed. Everything is great. They're still alive. They're going to get out of town, and everybody dies.
Jimmy, $50. I'm going to bet you on the air right now. $50 bet. Okay.
Who walks away from the car crash? Jason Bateman?
I say they don't die in that crash. They all walk away alive. $50 bet you right now on the air on this date, February, 17th, Faders. Hold him to it. That's it. Okay.
All right. I'll take that bet. $50. I say everybody dies.
And you know I can super chat you if I'm wrong.
That's
but
fine.
If you lose, I've got a different proposition. But I'll tell you if and when that happens.
It's $50. $50.
Yeah, $50.
Okay. All right.
You're on.
I got to get to a commercial, Deb, and that's great.
You do.
And it kind of sucks.
Okay.
Everybody dies. Everybody dies. I'm not giving anything away.
You're wrong.
It happened in the opening scene. You need to go back and rewatch it. I'll talk to you, Deb.
I have. You're wrong.
I'll talk to you.
Love you, Ray Todd. Love you, Faders. Love you, Timmy.
This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
And
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes non-fiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen?
until it's too late. We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to getthetea.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's getthetea.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Gold loves chaos, uncertainty, and disarray. History shows us what gold does when people aren't sure about the government, the stock market, their jobs, or their retirement savings. Our national debt is skyrocketing. Gold and other precious metals are a defense measure against inflation and a stock market that might take years to recover. So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Call United Gold Group. We offer gold and other precious metals delivered securely within 72 hours. Are you worried about the stock market? We can also help you set up a real gold or silver IRA or a 401k. Safe and secure. United Gold Group makes gold ownership affordable. Call now and get up to $2,500 in free gold or silver with a qualified IRA. Call 800-753-8534. That's 800-753-8534 or visit unitedgoldgroup.com.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Fadernight, kids. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I actually have phone lines open now. And, well, sort of. I've got calls on hold, but now there are phone lines open. 747-228-2051. And if you ever wanted to get through, now's the time. Okay. Yeah. I'm going Ann Wilson. I'm feeling it. I'm going Ann Wilson. Karen Carpenter's good. A good thought. Linda Ronstadt, amazing. Aretha, right? I just keep going back to Pat Benatar. She was so rock and roll. Joan Jett. But Ann Wilson, just well-rounded. Okay, anyway, back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Faded Black. Who's calling?
How you doing? It's Fader Lord.
How are you, man? What's going on?
Not much. I was wondering, do you like Dark Skies?
The TV series?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, absolutely. I have it. I actually have
Barney
that on
and Betty Hill.
I have it on DVD, believe it or not.
You do? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Every one of them?
I'm not sure. I think I got the complete set. It was gifted to me.
Yeah. I was just tripping on the guy that found that device in the field when the guy was chasing him, you know? Or before he was chasing him, he found that device.
Uh-huh.
Was that really real? Was that realistically a find, or was it not?
I would have to. I don't know specifically the scene that you're talking about.
Was it kind of based on a true story, or no?
Betty and Barney Hill finding a device. I've never heard about that.
No, not Betty and Barney Hill, but before that, you know, when they're in the field and the guy's being chased by the guys because he was trying to run him over. That one guy from the White House.
Okay, I'm kind of remembering it, but
he found a device and then he started racing his truck after him after he found it because he looked at him funny and he goes, "Well, I'm just going to run him over."
Right.
And they went after him because he had to call him in to tell him, "Well, you better get him before he kills me."
So what was the device? What did it turn out to be?
Some type of alien type of round disc-shaped device that had some weird alien writing on it or something.
Okay. Do you remember what it did?
Didn't really do much. It was just there inside the plateau where the alien ship had landed.
Right.
Because they found the landing site.
Uh-huh.
And they left it somehow or another. The ship left it there.
Right. I kind of remember it. It's been years since I've seen it. But I don't even have a DVD player. I don't have a way to watch DVDs anymore. No, I literally don't have a DVD player. I think I might have one on a computer somewhere. I'm looking now. That computer has no DVD player in it. I think this one might, but that's it. I don't have a way to watch DVDs anymore. I've got a huge, a couple of cases of DVDs, and they just sit there, and CDs too as well. They just sit there. I don't know what to do with them anymore. All right, Vader, enjoy your night, man. Thank you so much for the phone call.
You're welcome.
Right
Have a
on.
good night.
Right on. And Dark Skies. And I almost wanted to talk about this earlier. There's a couple of now Dark Skies. I want to confirm one thing about this series. I don't want to speak out of turn or out of and get this wrong. Okay, so hold on a minute. That's 2 words, right? Dark Skies series. Okay. All right. 1996. And it was written by, that's right. Okay. No, I got it all straightened out now. Bryce Zabel. Bryce Zabel was the writer, the creator behind it. And Bryce Zabel is the co-author with Richard Dolan on AD After Disclosure. So that's who created Dark Skies. And then Bryce, I don't know if he came to my house. He gave me the DVD set, put it in my hand. Oh, it was at Coast to Coast. So I brought Bryce in. That's right. I forgot all about this. This is a while ago. So Bryce came into Coast, and we had him live in the studio. And he came in and handed me that, and it was autographed in the box set. So, and he had told me that. He said, man, these box sets are impossible to get, and it's kind of a rare thing. And, so he gifted me that. And I ended up watching the series. And I saw it on TV, bits and pieces of it, when it was original, when it first released. But anyway, I went back and watched it on my PlayStation. If I didn't have my PlayStation 4 sitting there, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, I wouldn't have been able to watch that either because I don't have a DVD player. But that's where it came from. It came from Bryce. And that series, 20 episodes, one season, 1996. There you go. And it aired from September of 96 to May of 1997. So there you go. All right, man, it's been a while since I thought about that. And I would have to go back. I did watch the whole series, though. I watched all 20 episodes, but I probably did that 5 years ago. So sorry, I don't remember. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yes.
Picasso.
It's who?
It's Matt. Sorry, you guys know me as Picasso on the internet chat.
Okay,
So
we
I
know.
thought that would be a good
We
way
know
to
you.
introduce myself.
Okay, we know you as who?
As Picasso.
How do you? Oh, is that how you say it?
That is.
Hi, Picasso. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. I'm just making some art. It's wedding season, so just listening to Fade to Black got a little inspired.
Right on. What are you painting?
Yeah. I'm not painting. I'm not that kind of artist. I make more decor, sort of wedding gifts, that kind of thing.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
What I really wanted to ask you is I want to talk about Da Vinci, and I wanted to ask you where you think he was for 2 years, or do you think that he was in a cave, as they say?
Yeah, I've talked about that. I did a TV show about this once.
Oh, did you really?
I did, and I let it all hang out. It was kind of funny because I had no idea that this was going to happen. And so I'm sitting there with like a director and a producer, and they're sitting in front of me, and they've got their notes, and I'm in front of a green screen. We shot. I was in like Fox Sports Studios in Burbank, right? And I'm sitting literally like on AstroTurf. You don't see that in the TV show, but we're in this giant indoor football field place. Yeah, and so we're on one end of this thing. And I'm sitting in front of green screen, and they're banging questions at me, and then they go, so Leonardo da Vinci, where do you think he went for 2 years? Right, just like that was the question, and so I probably rambled for 30 minutes on Leonardo and what I thought was going on. And they ended up in the TV show. I can't even remember what it was called, or maybe it was a special or something. Anyway, they used some of that in there, and on a section about time travel. Maybe the whole show was about time travel. And so back to your question, which was the question that was laid on me then, and. My theory.
But you have 30 seconds, not 30 minutes for this answer.
Yeah,
Can you make it a little more concise?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm going to take 30 minutes. Okay. I'm going to take 30 minutes, Matt. Is that I believe that he was time traveling. Listen, hold on. Okay. I think he went to that cave and was able to get his mind either into the future to see things, or somebody was meeting him, a time traveler from the future, and meeting him in that cave, and showing and telling him things. Because after that period, all of this stuff happened. And I'm talking about the helicopters, the tanks, the machine guns, and this creativity that seemed to me to come from the future. And nobody else back then was doing the flying machines and flying wings and I just think that that's what happened in that cave. Either he met somebody that knew and he was able to see pictures and drawings, maybe an iPad, I don't know. Or he went there and was able to get his mind to see the future. But that's what I think.
So
that's what I think.
Are you postulating that time travel is more of a mental or a physical?
It's both.
Is that what you're?
It's both. It's both. It would, yeah, definitely both. Definitely both.
What are the? Obviously, you're probably the most knowledgeable person that any of us would be able to resource. Are they still postulating that you can't travel farther than when the
machine
technology was created?
Right. That's an okay. That is physicists talk about this all the time, and for some reason they get stuck on this idea that was suggested a while ago that you can go forward, right? Not a problem, right. But going back, you couldn't go before the machine was invented. They have their own reasons for that. But we're also talking about a physical type of time travel. Your body is moving, right? So you wouldn't be able to move physically those atoms before the machine was invented. Now, let me explain. I'm going to keep this very brief. One of the ideas behind that is the universe has a balance of particles. The entire universe. You can actually, there are numbers out there where they have calculated the number of particles and atoms in the universe, right? Okay, it was like, man, that's a lot of galaxies. But anyway, you can't upset that number. In other words, if you, Matt, traveled before the machine was invented, now you're taking particles from this time, right? Removing them out of the universe and placing them in another time, and now you've changed the balance of the universe. And some suggest
but this is still based off of Newtonian physics, though, correct?
But no, I'm talking about modern physics. Well, it would be Newtonian in some respect. But here's the deal, that if you did do that, it would implode. Right? That's it. Jeez. You just upset everything. and so that's the part of the impossible thing. But it doesn't apply to your mind. Right? So you're hearing
Jimmy, I know you'd have a good answer for that.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I know you'd have a good answer for that.
Oh, I thought you said you had a good answer, and I was going to learn something.
No, I got no answers.
Now, the other part is, what about, like the Chronovisor, right? The ability to see the past, right?
So are these things real? Jimmy?
The Chronovisor?
Yeah. Is that sitting in the basement of the Vatican right now?
Yeah. That's such a great origin story there with the Chronovisor and priest and the Vatican and the ability to do that. Anything's possible. But we have the Montauk chair, right? And what about what's the holodeck, right? And so the ability to just to go and see, just to witness the past, and then you're not necessarily upsetting the balance of the universe, right? The particles that are here. Do I believe that time travel is possible? This is how I look at it. I've said this many times, but picture this. All right? Now just go with me. Einstein made it very clear that traveling to the future is easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody, it's easy. All you have to do is travel really fast. Okay,
or take a nap.
Or take a nap. That's good. That's funny. That's good. That's good. Try the veal. Matt will be here all week. Is this? So you and I, Matt, we get on a spaceship and we take off. And you and I travel away from the Earth as close to the speed of light as we can get. We travel out 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, whatever, but we just haul balls, right? One direction. And then we make a U-turn and we come back. Now, hold on. Let me finish. There's no time machine involved here. Nothing. Right. Okay, so now we come back to Earth, but it's 500 years in the future. Okay, you and I have aged, depending on how fast we were going and approaching the speed of light, but you and I just age normally, right? Okay, that's it. So we come back and it's 2 years later. We're 2 years older. We come back to Earth. It's 500 years in the future. Here's the rub. Here's the rub. Are we time travelers? Well, yeah, we are. Okay? We just went from the year 2022 to the year 2522. We have traveled to the future, and we get to see that. Now, while we are there, the first thing I'm going to ask is, this is pretty cool. Have you guys figured out time travel yet? Can we get back to 2022? And what would the answer be? What do you think it would be? I think the answer would be yes. Yeah, we figured out time travel. So then, can you send us back to 2022? Everybody that we know, our loved ones, our children, everybody's dead. We can't hang out with them here in 2522. We would like to go back to the year 2022. Would that be possible? And again, that wouldn't be upsetting the balance of the particles in the universe. But when did the time travel get invented? Right? And so is that going to be part of the paradox where we get stuck in this loop where they go, no, you can't go back to 2022. You can go back to 2300, right, and 22, because that's when we invented the machines, but you can't go before that. So here in 2022, we wouldn't know or have time travelers visiting us from the future. Follow what I'm saying? And that's
Let's bring it back.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, no, I was just going to say, to bring it back to the original topic of Da Vinci in the cave. You could say that he went into space, a year, and then traveled back a year, and that was 2 years gone. So technically, underneath what you just described, he would have been time travel.
Well, yeah, but what I also said was he able to have a vision of the future? Right? Did he go to the cave? Did he sniff some glue? Was he able to, go into the cave and get into some mental state where he was able to get his mind into the future to see things? And and I think that is totally possible. He was seeing things and creating things and inventing things that obviously are modern in concept, but nobody else was doing this. What made Da Vinci so special? There must have been something there that we don't understand. Only he knows, because he was the one that disappeared and was visiting that cave, right, for 2 years. And so we'll never know. But was it something as simple as that? I think I'm saying simple, right? That I don't think that things are just invented out of thin air. You're taught things, you're shown things, you have teachers, you have mentors, you look at a covered wagon and then you figure out a way to put an engine on it. Well, the wheel was already invented for you. You see what I'm saying? And that's an evolving process. But there wasn't anything for for Da Vinci to base these crazy ideas on. That helicopter, they built one. I saw a drone last week. They built this at MIT. They built the Da Vinci helicopter drone and flew that thing. The video was crazy. Watch that thing fire up, just right into the air. Yeah, it's great. Look it up, Da Vinci helicopter drone. You can check out the video.
Well, everything he did was based off of nature. So, he could have maybe seen seed dispersion of some tree, those little helicopter seeds that fly down.
Sure.
So he modeled everything off of nature. So
machine guns. What about the machine guns? What about, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine somebody like Da Vinci building something, so destructive, but I guess Tesla and everybody else did.
Well,
seeing a picture of shooting, swimming with dolphins is pretty intense.
See, the thing is about Da Vinci, it's talked about. I've got some great Da Vinci books that chronicle that part of his life. Dude still had to eat, had to pay rent, right? Had to live. And one of the things that these different lords and kings and leaders in the country, remember, there was all provincial back then, they wanted weapons. So they would hire him because they were like, hey, man, Da Vinci just built this system and designed this fort over here. We need to get him, and that paid the bills. So they would come at him, okay, design this fort, do this now, and Da Vinci's like, check this out, man. I got these guns. I've got this. I've got a tank. I've got, and that's he was a contracted. He was a defense contractor, and was designing weapons.
His subject was hydrodynamics, so I know he probably had a lot of that seafaring weaponry going on.
Ah, very interesting. Very interesting. Great phone call, Matt. Great phone call.
All right.
Now go back to being a wedding planner.
All right.
I'll talk to you, man.
Time to fade to black.
Yes, time to fade to black. Thank you, Matt. That's a great phone call right there. Da Vinci, I went through, we can come back and talk more about Da Vinci after the break. But I went through, still do, but I went through a crazy Da Vinci period. Crazy. I mean, you had the Da Vinci Code, right? Then it forces you into it. I bought the books, I bought the videos, I watched everything, and I studied the life of Leonardo. He's an absolutely incredible man. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church. Jason Martell's book, Knowledge Apocalypse 10-Year Anniversary Edition, is now available. Most ancient cultures speak of a time when their gods visited them. They never say their gods came from across the ocean or from the mountains. They always came down from the skies. Was ancient man visited by gods or extraterrestrials? We have not been told the full truth about our human past. There was a time when all the ancient cultures lived amongst beings they considered their gods. The search for truth leads us down the path of learning where the ETs might come from and why they are here. To understand some of these advanced topics and learn the truth about human origins, buy the new book from Jason Martell, Knowledge Apocalypse, now in its 10-year anniversary edition, available on Amazon.com by clicking on the banners over on our site, or simply visit JasonMartell.com. That's JasonMartell.com. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at jimmychurchradio.com.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UNX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNXDB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night, best night of the week. Fader Night is truly, it's the greatest night in all of talk radio in all of the world. This is why I do the show right here, hanging out with all of you Fader Nights. 747-228-2051. One segment left. Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Oh, wait. Woo. Too quick on the button. Too quick on the button. Trying to catch somebody by surprise. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, man, this is Trevor Shredder.
Hey, Trevor Shredder. How you doing, man? Hey, Trevor, hang on right there. Don't go anywhere. Hang on. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. As I said that, all these calls just came in. So I'm putting this on hold. You stay right there. I'm putting you on hold. Stay right there. It just it happened, and I've just got to do this. Okay. And Trevor, I really apologize for that, man. I really apologize. What's on your mind, man? What's going on?
Okay, so a while back you had played a track of your own guitar playing.
Uh-huh.
I think within the past year or so.
Uh-huh.
One, it was wicked. I loved it. But two, I've always wondered what you
what equipment you played through, if you remember, like what guitar, what amp you used.
Well, it depends on what track that was. My favorite guitar, it depends on what it was. May have been the Flame. It may have been the Doug Aldrich Strat, the 74. It may have been that. And there were reasons for me to say that because those two particular guitars sound really good recording. They're easy for me to play. You know what I mean? They're broken in, they're ready to go, and they sound correct, and I love playing them. But they're two fundamentally different guitars with two different sounds. Okay, two different things. But that being said, that went through. I had two setups back then that I used all the time. I had two Ashdown amps that ran in stereo. I mic'd them both, and then collapsed it to mono. And they were two Class A single 12 combos. I no longer have those amps. Too loud, way Class A, and to get those to sound right, they had to be turned up too loud. But and then the other setup that I had, I don't use it anymore either because I moved on to another system. I'm talking about the recording that you're talking about. I had a Digitech Genesis 3 amp simulator with the Digitech full pedal board, which was like this big with the pedals on it, the wah whammy pedal setup. There was two pedals on the side and the buttons down the middle, and that controlled the Genesis 3. But how I did the Genesis 3, I really got into the settings on that, and I wouldn't run that in stereo. I ran that in mono with no effects. No effects. I didn't use anything on it. Completely dry mono, and then that into the console and recorded in mono. There's a reason for that. I just prefer a mono sound. I don't like the stereo sound. Stereo separated left and right. It's not correct. I like the mono up the middle, and then if I want to pan it left and right, I'll do that. But the stereo sound, no. So anything that you ever hear from me, that's a mono track. Mono. Okay, so.
Have you ever gotten into... Oh, go ahead, please.
I'm hoping that answers your questions.
It did. I was also wondering if you ever gotten into amp modeling and simulations like Axe Effects by Fractal and stuff like that. Have you tried any of those?
I have, and there is a certain amount. I have amp modeling. I have modeling amps here. Okay, so, and I like those for quick and dirty. Turn it on, find it 1990 modified California Marshall with a 412 and a certain microphone on it, Shure SM57. And that's great, and it's quick and dirty. What I don't like about, and it's fun, okay, but what I don't like about that is there is a delay. I don't like that, and you can feel.
I understand that. That's
you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it, right? And so when you go with a real tube amp and you're plugging straight in the front, suddenly you're like, "Holy crap! Amp modeling sucks." You know,
I agree.
There's something, just plugging straight into a tube amp, which I have, and the studio here, the bunker, I've got too much stuff in it right now. I've got a 412 slant cabinet. I can't fit it in here, right? There's just no room for it. So
what kind is it?
The 412. It's a Marshall. Yeah. It's a Marshall 412.
Nice.
But I've got this little Fender modeling combo down here, and it's small, and it can sit behind me, and I can just flip it on, and it's small, and I can turn it down. The other stuff is just loud, and you just need a big room for it. But man, the feel that you get going straight in. Now the amp modeling is getting better. Okay, I'll admit to that. It's getting better and it's getting faster, but it's not the same. You don't hear it when it's getting recorded. It's when you're playing it. You can the latency and the thing that is there. It's not direct, and it's so. We're talking about nanoseconds, right? We're talking about nanoseconds.
But you feel it.
You feel it.
You definitely feel it.
It's a feeling
if you
thing.
Go from absolutely. If you go from amp modeling and then you go straight into, a cab with a head on it, you feel like you're part of the instrument.
You do.
But then if you go to, and then you go to the amp stem and it's like, you don't want that little tiny bit though of thought process. You want to go into flow, right? You want to just be in the moment. You don't want to be thinking, oh, that felt weird.
We talk about vibration all the time here on the show, raising your vibration, right? Raising your frequency. When you plug straight into a tube head, and I just got a new one, and I'll whip it out and show you guys later, but I don't want to get into that right now. But and I don't want to sound like I'm endorsing products, and that's a whole nother issue too as well. I don't want people to go out and buy an amp because and they go, man, Church said this was cool. It kind of sucks, right? So I don't want to be that guy. But that being said, there is a vibration when you plug straight into a tube head, and you've got a cable coming out. The amplifier is doing its job by amplifying the magnetic pickup. We're all analog now. We're in an analog world. And this vibration that happens between you and the amp and that cable is this connection of oneness. It's a crazy thing, man. And it's like it's like meditation. Right, and when you go into an amp modeling setup, that goes away. At 100%, there is no Carlos Santana Zen oneness anymore. Right? You know what I mean? It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's 100% gone. There is a thing there, man. It's like this thing, this oneness that you get when you plug into a tube amp. So, great questions.
It's true, though. It's true. I feel like probably all these other people who don't play an instrument probably think this is boring or sounds like we're nuts, but it's so true.
It is. It is.
I've always been curious, though.
So, what amp do you play through?
Well, I have a Fractal Axifex 2, so I have the modeling, in my system, but I prefer to play out of. I have a 412 Mesa boogie cab, and then the head of that is an EVH 5153.
Ooh.
So,
okay. So the 5153. Okay, so how do you like that? How much did you pay for
I love it.
Which one do you have?
A lot. It was it was right when it came out. So it was like probably a month after it came out. I went into a small guitar shop down here in Chicago area, and I had never heard of it at the time. I knew the 5150, back in the day by Peavey, but I had never heard of this thing. And I tried a crank at first, the dime bag, and it was too harsh. And I ended up taking it back, and I was like, I need something smoother. And it just not that. I ended up trying that, the EVH 5153. I fell in love with it. I didn't go with the white. I got the black.
Right.
It was amazing at first. I ended up at band practice. No one believed me at first until they heard it. It started making these monstrous demonic sounding sounds coming. No one could figure out what it was. It would just, I'm not going to make the noise on the phone.
But
it would be horrible.
Yeah, demonic squeaks. Yeah. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I took it into multiple people and they couldn't figure it out. I ended up having.
Was it microphonic tubes? What did you have a tube that was failing?
I don't know, because I took it into a specialist and they couldn't figure it out. So they ended up calling, I guess, I didn't even know this at the time, but I guess Fender actually makes them.
Yep.
I don't know if they still do, but
they do. They own EVH. Fender owns EVH.
Okay. Because I ended up having some head of someone at Fender call me, and they said they were talking to the people that were trying to fix it, and they have no idea what's going on. And they ended up sending out a replacement for me, which was beautiful, because when you pay that much money for something and it starts making these absolutely crazy sounds.
Back to a couple of grand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was up there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Now that one has reverb on it, right?
No.
Oh, that's the non-reverb. Okay.
Yeah. I have a little Electro Harmonics. I think it's called the Holy Grail reverb.
That's man. You got the right stuff, man. The Holy Grail's cool. So you're running the the Holy Grail is a really nice reverb. So you've got a pedal board then, and you're going through the effects loop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you have 3 channels on there, the clean channel is phenomenal. Even if you turn the gain all the way up on there, it almost becomes a dirty channel in itself. But then you have the second channel, which is more than enough distortion, and then you have the third, which you would consider the lead, and that thing just screams. Yeah. I mean, it's
good for you, man. Now,
more than you need,
Before I let you go, what speakers are in the Mesa?
I think.
Oh, you don't know?
What are they? I think they're Celestian. Are they vintage 30s? I think they're normally in the.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive.
Okay. The last question. I got to get to these other calls. What guitar do you play?
Okay, so I have a few. The oldest one that I have that I don't play much is a Les Paul Gibson Studio with EMG 81s in it. The second one is then I have another. I have a 6-string Prestige. I do not know the name of the number. Then I have a Dean Rusty Cooley 7-string, which is a wicked guitar. And then the main guitar that I use is a 7-string Ibanez J Custom, which is like a prized possession of mine.
Yeah, that's a nice guitar too, as well. So you're a chugger. You chug. You chug. Yeah. Well, you got a 7-string. You got 2. So you're a chugger. You've got the Mesa Boogie cabinet, but you've broken out of the norm. The crank was too much, which is I can get that. I'm surprised you don't have like a Hughes and Kettner, but you get the chug out of the EVH.
I do. I feel like it's more than you need.
Okay.
Because I do a lot of soloing, so it's like when you have that availability, I love to have more than you need. That's why I like the Axe effects also.
Right.
Because it's there if you want it, You don't have to have it, but it's there.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
And the 7-string also is great just because of the low range. So I love playing like kind of classical pieces and then having another low B string to be able to hit even more of the register. That is hard to do when you're, maybe taking apart like a Bach piece or Paganini or something like that.
You don't play no Paganini. You're playing that Swedish death metal. Tell me the truth. Come on, man.
Hey, man, go to my YouTube. You can see a piece of Bach that I did.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you. It's so funny. I don't even like 24 frets, to be honest with you. And
Why?
I get that. And so 22 frets is where I like to stay. I've got 24 fret guitars, and there's 2 frets there that never get touched. It's weird. And the same thing with the 7-string. I'm not closed-minded because I love the music and I love to listen to it and I love the sound of it. I like what I like, which is a 22 fret Strat, 6 strings. That's my thing, and that's what I enjoy doing. So 7 strings and 24 frets. It's not my world, right? And there are plenty out there that do it really well, and I love it, and I love the sound. It's just not my thing. So. But I totally get it. I really do, man. I really do. So there's so many great players out there that 7-string, and 85 frets, and and I get that.
I know.
I get that. I get that.
It's kind of traumatizing sometimes, and you go on the internet and you see what people are doing today, and you're like, what?
Well, I've got a couple of things, man. Everybody that's on hold. I feel really bad about this. And so I'm going to make this quick. There are a couple of things coming my way, and guitar-wise. And everybody will see them when they get here. They're too cool, and I enjoy the surprise. But
I hope one is a dime slime.
You know what? I've got my eye on a dime slime.
Oh, please get one.
Yeah. Well, I like
one of my favorite guitars.
Yeah, well, the Dime of Flame though is pretty cool too as well. So don't think I
agree.
But
I agree with that.
There's something about the Dime Slime, just the color, So anyway, but I've got a couple of things coming in, and they're both 24 frets. And I'm kind of bummed about that, but the color and the guitars and the company, you'll see. So, it's not like I'm totally...
I've never heard someone be bummed about 24 frets.
I'm just a 22 fret guy. I'm a 20... I
feel it.
When I pull stuff down off the wall, looking around, it's like the first thing I grab is 22 frets. And I have, I have to walk. I don't want to walk right now. But I've got everything has got Floyds on them. And lately, I've been grabbing my hardtails. It's really weird.
Really?
And those hardtails are all 22 frets. So I'm looking.
Is it a feel for you?
It is. It's weird. I'm a Floyd guy. Obviously, I've got 50 Floyd roses hanging behind me. Everybody can see that. But lately, I've been grabbing hardtails. Isn't that weird? It's kind of weird.
What is your favorite hardtail that you have?
Well, I've got a few Hamers. I've got a few Hamer double cuts. Are
they the new ones, or?
I've got both.
Okay.
I've got USAs, and horribly expensive. And then I like this Ibanez Artist over here, this black one. That's a great hardtail. I've got another Ibanez down here. That hardtail's pretty nice. I've got a couple of SGs. I like those. I don't like Les Pauls. I have a few of those, but they don't fit my body right. I just don't like Les Pauls. And I know that sounds strange, but are you looking at the video Are you looking at the video camera?
I am.
You are? Okay, I'll show you this. I don't have to walk too far. I'm going to go this way. Because I have... See, what you can't see is I have guitars behind the monitors hanging on the walls over here, but I got to walk around and stuff. But this one's over on this wall. This is a really nice hardtail. Look at the camera. And this is an Ibanez Artist hollow, semi-hollow. And this guitar is great, man. This guitar it's got the original Ibanez Super 70s in it. And look at the inlay on the neck. Look at that. It's a beautiful guitar. But this thing's really, really nice. Very fun to play.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And that's semi-hollow? Is that what you said?
Yes, that's a semi. Semi. All right. Well,
have you ever played a hollow? Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I've got hollow bodies. Here. Okay, this is the last one before I go. And man, you're just making me work at this, Trevor. Here you go. Here's an Ibanez. There's an Ibanez right there. Hollow body. There you go. Look at the back on this. Look at that. So there you go. There's an Ibanez. So that's my Ted Nugent. That's my Ted Nugent guitar right there. All right. Yeah, so we got guitar talk in. All right, let me let you go. I'm going to say goodnight to a couple of these other callers. Trevor Shredder, everybody. Trevor, enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, man. You too. I appreciate the visuals and everything and the guitar talk. Sorry, everyone.
I'll talk to you, Trevor. Behave and be well. It's time to fade to black. And, oh, man, some of these calls have been on hold for a long time. I'm going to squeeze in one more. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. We've got 90 seconds. Who's calling?
90 seconds. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know.
Who's Carl?
Hey, Carl.
Carl from Arizona.
How are you, Carl?
Buddy.
Love you.
Pretty good, man.
Love you, man. I
was going to throw.
I get into guitar talk, Carl. You know how it is, but
yeah. Last week it was what's we called it.
So how are you doing? When am I going to see you again?
Well, hey, yeah, I was going to talk to you about that. I took Shaw's words from Halloween, called in, and she said, I'm not going to make it. I believed her because I had reading with her about a year ago before then.
Yep.
And everything she told me about myself, where I would be and everything came true. Hell, she said I'd be near running water. I'm 200 yards from the Verde River.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, right on.
So much.
Right on. You know what you should do, Carl, before I get out of here tonight?
Yeah.
I want you to look up Disclosure Fest. Look up Disclosure Fest. It's a one-day event in June out here in Los Angeles, outdoors, huge festival. I'm going to be hosting all day. Why don't you come out to L.A. in June, get in the car, come on out and hang out with me. I'll buy dinner.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I will. She said it would blow. It's about 460 miles round trip from my place to Laughlin and back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, I did 2 trips down to Phoenix and back, and on the 3rd trip, I sucked in an exhaust valve and threw a rod. Which is less than 4, which was about 400 miles worth of.
Well, listen,
she was right.
Well, you gotta love that. Well, I'm going to be in Sedona next month in March, so I'll be out there for a couple of days.
I will. Oh man, I'll definitely come up and see you.
Okay, all right. I'll keep you posted.
I'm serious.
I'll announce it here on the show. Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to say hi. I want a quick shout out to all my friends in Spreaker, where I'm known as Skywatcher.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Carl.
All right.
Behave.
Yeah.
Behave, young man.
Yeah. I'm slowing down, Jimmy.
I'll talk to you, Carl. You rock, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And with that, I got to get out of here. Oh, what a great Fadernight. And even got some guitar talk in. Trevor Shredder. That's what I'm talking about. It's got an EVH 5150 and a Mesa Boogie 412 with Celestion 30s. Playing an Ibanez 7-string. Man. Electro Harmonics, Holy Grail. That's what I'm talking about. Another great night here. Thank you so much, everybody that called in. It's just a perfect night for me. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Paul, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmasters, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody have a great, safe, fun, amazing weekend. We've got an incredible week next week on Fade to Black. Until then, until Monday, I want everybody to be safe. It's time to fade to black.